If you guys are struggling against Mid Blitz, today is the video for you. We're going to go over one of the most frustrating setups that our opponent is going to have to deal with, and it's going to get them out of this defense for good. So that being said, let's dive right into it. If you've played any online games in College Football 26, you understand how often you're going to face Mid Blitz, and it's really important that we have multiple ways to attack this defense. So today we're going to show you the best RPO in the game to do so. Now we're going to be in the trips tight end offset weak formation, and the play we want to come out in is RPO read bubble. Now this is a play that's in quite a few playbooks throughout this game, and it's a popular RPO both this year and last year, but understanding how to run it correctly and when to run this play is going to really open up our offense and allow us to get some huge yards down the field against, again, probably the most popular defense you're going to see in the game. So what we need to do when we come out in this play is we need to focus on where the read key is offensively. So if we look at the play art, you're going to see that yellow icon is above the edge rusher's head when we get a look like this. If the R icon or that read key is ever above the edge rusher's head, we do not want to throw this ball, because if we look, you're going to see the player that is covering the B receiver is not in conflict in this situation. So he's able to undercut this. He's either going to make a tackle in the backfield, get an easy deflection, and then worst case scenario for us, we're going to throw a pick six if we try to throw it to this bubble. What you're going to see here is if we go to throw this, he's going to undercut that, and you can see he's in a really good position to, again, make a play on the ball carrier or even make a play on the ball. So again, when you come out in this play and we look at our play art, if that R icon or that yellowish triangle is above the edge rusher's head, we do not want to throw. Okay, you may get lucky once or twice, but the vast majority of the time, you're going to be in a bad position, and you're going to allow your opponent to undercut this, and again, either get that tackle for a loss, get a deflection, again, like I said, worst case, get an interception for a touchdown, and that's the last thing we want to do as an offensive player. Now, there are certain things that the defense will do that will really start to open up this play and allow us to get huge yardage. Now, what we're going to see our defense do a lot of times, or what the defense is going to do a lot of times, is they're going to press to try to play even more aggressively, and they're going to bring this user down here as well. Now, what you're going to see is when we look at the play art, the R icon has now shifted away from the edge rusher, and it's now on that slot corner. Okay, so again, the player who is covering the B receiver is now the read icon. And what we need to know about this is the read icon will never play the pass option of an RPO. Okay, he's only going to focus on the quarterback or the running back, which means that no matter what they do with pass commit, put him on a hard flat, man him up, it does not matter if they're trying to defend the bubble with that player who has the R icon over his head, it is never going to work. So as we talked about, if that R icon is over the edge rusher's head, we don't want to throw it. If that R icon is above the slot corner's head, we want to throw this every single time. Okay, so what it's going to look like here is if we see that, it doesn't really matter. We're just going to take it, we're going to throw, and you can see how we have the potential to take this for some huge yardage down the field. And a lot of times it's going to be an easy one-play touchdown. And to be honest, maybe the easiest touchdown you're ever going to get against this defense. So again, what you'll see is if they do go to press their defense and they bring this user down here, it's going to open up this play huge for us. And again, this isn't a rare look that you're going to see. You're going to see a lot of people come out in this defense, and this is exactly what we want them to do, because we get that R icon above the slot corner. And again, like we said, anytime we get that R icon above that player's head, we're going to know that we're going to say hike, we're going to throw this, and if we can beat them around the corner here, we're going to be able to take this for that easy one-play touchdown. If your opponent doesn't press their mid blitz, make sure to check out AntCap's last YouTube video, which I'll link in the description below, where he shows a great complementary play to attack off-man coverage here in College Football 26. Now, that being said, let's jump right back into the video. When we do run this in-game, you're not always going to get the read icon above the slot corner's head when they press. Okay, so in-game, when they press, that read key is not always going to go over that slot corner's head. That is going to be something that in practice mode, it'll happen every single time. But in game, there will be times where it stays on that edge rusher's head. And we need to know what we can do to force that read key over that slot corner's head to open up this play for us even more. Okay, and all you need to do is you need to audible to this play from something else. Okay, so again, when you're in game, I would recommend audibling to it more often than not. because you will get that read key where you want it every single time rather than just hoping that the game gets it where you want it to be. Again, what I like to do, I'll come out in something like bunch strong offset, and we'll come out in crack toss or something like that. And the second that I see the defense press, and they're going to bring this user up here in the gap, again, the look you're going to see time and time again in this game, we're going to audible over to our RPO read bubble. And now what you're going to see is, again, that read key is going to be exactly where we want it to be, over that slot corner's head. And that tells us that we can throw this time and time again. And you can see, again, it's big yardage, possible one play touchdown, but worst case scenario, we're getting 10 plus yards. Again, if we can guarantee ourselves 10 plus yards, that's something that we want to do time and time again. Now, again, to do this, all you need to do is audible to it from another formation. It doesn't have to be bunch strong. This is just one that I like to use a lot personally. But again, the second that we see that defense press and that user come up, we're going to audible over to our RPO read bubble. We're going to sit here. We're going to wait for them to shift with our offense. That's perfectly fine. It's going to put that read icon or that read key exactly where we want it on the defense. And then from there, we're just going to say hike. And you're going to see that we have the opportunity, again, if we can get that edge, to get that easy one play touchdown. Worst case scenario, you're getting 10 plus yards. And when you do something like this, in general, people hate RPOs to begin with. But if you can open up and get easy one play touchdowns and really gash their defense by doing this, you're going to start to see your opponent get out of mid blitz entirely. And that's exactly what we want to do, because then that's going to open up the rest of our offense and allow us to get to different concepts that we may not have been able to run if they just kept spamming that mid blitz play over and over again. And if you guys are looking to get even better at college football 26, make sure to join our free Discord by going to HuddleGG/Discord. Have a great day.